What's going on, guys? It's IMBF, NPC, and OCB, Team Bodybuilder Nick Wright. And today we are cooking with a cold, because I got a bad one. I haven't been working out or really eating like I should in the last few days, so it's killing me. But needless to say, no training videos today. Instead, we're focusing on the kitchen. You guys are probably wondering what the heck I'm doing down in my basement. You guys have seen all my other cooking videos. It's all been in my kitchen where it belongs. But frankly, you try getting a hold of a kitchen free of disturbance in a family of 5 on a busy day. It's impossible. That and the fact that I'm hoping you guys will be able to make the link between food and the gym to achieve the physique, because it's #1. Today in particular, in Nick's kitchen, we are talking about the one and only carbohydrates, the source to mass gaining. Now, everyone's either afraid of carbohydrates or just doesn't know about them enough to even incorporate them. All you hear about is, oh, I've added this much protein to my diet, or after this workout I had this much protein, or I'm trying to get this much protein this, protein that. You never ever hear about carbs unless it's, oh my gosh, stay away from carbs. Don't have carbs after this time of day. Don't have carbs if you're trying to shred. That's all you hear about them. They're either bad or they're just not even noticed. The key is, guys, I focus on my carbs before I even focus on my protein. Now, protein's essential, 110%, but it's so much more easier to achieve the amount of protein you need because you don't need as much. Carbohydrates is something people usually don't get enough of, or the right kinds of. So we're going to break that down and hopefully help a lot of people out today. Okay, a carbohydrate is simply put an organic compound that is also a hydrate, meaning you need water to make a hydrate benefit your body at all. Okay? That's why before a show, everyone will try to carb up and they end up still looking flat, but then right after the show they go and pig out and drink tons of water, of course, and the next day they look better because all that water you drank allowed those carbs to really kick in. Okay, now there's different types of carbohydrates, of course. Some you need to look out for and stay away from. Others you really want to use to your benefit in a good diet. Okay, there's fast-acting and slow-acting carbs. That's to put it very simply. Again, if you want to get into the science of carbohydrates and really break it down, jump on the Facebook group page below in the info box. For now, we're going to keep this very simple and to the point, very basic. Alright, fast-acting carbohydrates means it's very high in glycemic index. It spikes your insulin through the roof. Basically, it absorbs so quickly into your body doesn't have time to break it down and use it for fuel. So a lot of it will actually store as fat. Now, this can benefit you at certain times. If you're just getting over a catabolic state right after you wake up or right after a workout, and your body begins to burn away your muscles for fuel, you're going to want to get that glycogen into your muscles as fast as you can. So that's when you want fast-acting carbohydrates that absorb so quickly. Now, because your body's in a catabolic state where it's eaten away, these will go right into that and be used as fuel immediately. The fastest-acting carbohydrate is in fact sugar. Everyone categorizes sugar as a fat of some sort, but it's actually a very simple carbohydrate. Along with sugar is maltodextrin, which you can find in a lot of Splenda packets. They use maltodextrin to flatten the taste of sucralose, and that's what you find in the Splenda packet. Again, just like sugar, it's a very, very fast-acting carb. So if you're having it throughout the day, it can turn into fat very easily. But if you're in a catabolic state where your body's burning and trying to look for fuel, you want to have that immediately so it goes right into your muscles and saves them from being used as fuel. Okay, now sugar, maltodextrin, and dextrose are an extreme when it comes to a simple fast-acting carb. I mean, they're really fast. You don't ever want to base too much of your diet on them, but they can help at certain times. Now, a more regular fast-acting carb that you do want to stay away from in general, but can be used to your benefit once in a while, like post-workout, or a simple cheat meal, would be white pasta. Whether it's spaghetti, linguine, ziti, whatever. White pasta is an extremely fast-acting carb, high in glycemic index. It spikes your insulin levels, which is a hormone, and this hormone is what allows your muscles to detract glucose, which is blood sugar, and store it as glycogen. Glycogen is what gets burnt as fuel. It also locks in the protein into your muscles. You don't have this in your muscles get used as fuel because fat gets burned last. So stay away from these fat-acting carbs though, because they will go right to fat because they absorb so quickly. Okay, stay away from the pasta. Again, you can have it once in a while post-workout. We're going to keep this very simple for a video. Other carbs to stay away from would be white bread, most definitely. Do not go near white bread. It's so filled with starch and so processed that it's not only an extremely fast-acting carb that will leave you soft and bloated looking, can also have a lot of damaging effects on your intestines and digestion in general. Okay, and white bread also includes any sort of rolls, English muffins, hamburger rolls, Italian bread, anything of that sort. Okay. Okay. Now the extremes, of course, pasta, white bread, sugar. Those are extreme fast-acting carbs you want to stay away from, bar none, unless it's extreme situations or exceptions. But remember, guys, there's a happy medium between fast-acting and slow-acting carbs. In which case, a lot of breads are actually hanging right in that area. Most people think that wheat bread, or certain breads like it, potato bread as an example, are slow-acting carbs because they're potato or they're wheat or they're some sort of grain. But in reality, breads use a lot of starch. And most breads are actually faster-acting carbs than you think they are. So I try to stay away from breads in general pre-contest time. Certain breads like Ezekiel bread or even certain pumpernickel breads can be an exception to this rule because they are very low in glycemic index. In general, guys, don't be fooled by it. Even if it's just wheat bread or potato bread, it can still be a faster-acting carb. Don't let that fool you, okay? A little generalization, though, to help you determine if something's fast or slow acting, if you're not sure. Last minute is look at the color of it, guys. You can see it in breads alone. The whiter something is, like these breads, the faster acting it's generally going to be. Okay, guys? You can see that with potatoes as well. Alright, if you were to take a knife and cut open a potato, and you cut open another potato, you can see a slight difference in color. The Ohio red potatoes, which are a faster acting carb, are actually slightly whiter than the russet potatoes, which are a more complex carbohydrate. The color alone can help you determine if it's faster or slower acting, but don't let that be the only guide that you have. You should really know your carbs. So what carbs should you have as a bodybuilder? Or anybody in general? That's the slow acting complex carbs, okay? These are low in glycemic index or GI, and they won't spike your insulin levels, okay? Slow acting means they digest slow enough that it actually allows your body to break them down and use them for fuel and energy like they should be used for, okay? Fast-acting carbs digest so fast into your body, it bypasses the whole breakdown system and gets stored right as fat because your body just can't keep up. So slow-acting is the way to go, okay? A lot of bodybuilders will have oats, oatmeal, rolled oats, grits even, for breakfast, and that's because they're such a slow-acting complex carb with plenty of fiber that it actually gives you plenty of time so you don't have to have another meal right away. Okay, it breaks down so slowly you can go a few hours without eating again and your muscles won't suffer for it, okay? Another great source of slow-acting complex carbs is brown rice. Now don't get this confused by color, okay? Because rice peel-off or something like that can look brown, but that's not brown rice. That's a very bad carb to have. Okay, brown rice is actually called brown rice, and it actually looks more white than anything when it's cooked. Very complex carb, excellent for putting on that size. It's a very solid carb, so you won't lose size from it, but you won't gain any additional fat from this, okay? Excellent substitute for potatoes or anything like that, especially pasta when you're cutting, okay? A half and half deal here is the potatoes. Ideally, the white russet potatoes, Ohio reds. Now these white potatoes can be used as a complex carb for people like me who are ectomorphic and hard gainers. But for those of you who are endomorphic and very prone to fat gain, these may not be the best thing for you because they are a little bit faster acting and can be used as fat. Needless to say, they're much cleaner than bread or pasta, and they are a great thing to have for general bulking while staying clean. The cleanest potato and one of the cleanest carb sources in general is the sweet potato. Now I ran out, so I drew one. Hopefully you guys can tell this is like the perfect sweet potato right here. Very clean. For people like me, I actually start to flatten out and lose size too much if I have just sweet potatoes. Perfect for those endomorphs that are prone to fat. Very, very clean. Excellent for keeping that muscle on. The cleanest carbohydrate in the world that blows all these out of the water because it doesn't even act as a carb are your greens. Okay? Your green vegetables, specifically asparagus, roughy. These are all non-absorbing carbs, meaning they don't actually absorb. Unlike all these carbs we sent over, they don't actually absorb into your body, so they're not used as carbs. They're high in fiber, so they actually break down the food you're having. So if you're having 8 to 10 meals a day, your body needs to work double time to try to break that down, and a lot of it won't get broken down. This fiber and the non-absorbing carbs from the greens helps to break it down. It's easier on your body, and it guarantees you that more of the food you're stressing yourself out to eat will actually be used for the muscles and for your benefit instead of just going to waste. So you got your fast-acting extremes like sugar. The carbs you want to stay away from, except for post-workout, you can get away with it right after the morning. Your white pastas, white breads, Italian breads, okay? The half and halves, a lot of the wheat breads and potato breads, not so slow acting, not so complex, not as bad as the whites, but still kind of stay away from them. Your white potatoes, which can be very complex given your build, but you have to know your build because they can affect you with fat as well if you're prone and have a sensitive glycemic index sensitivity, okay? Your slow-acting essential carbs, brown rice, oatmeal, sweet potatoes, perfect, flawless, can't go wrong. For some people like me, it might even make you lose a little bit of size if that's all you have. And then your greens, your roughy, your asparagus, your non-absorbent carbs. Excellent for breaking down food. And don't forget your fruits. Fast-acting carb, but very natural. A natural sugar, so excellent after a workout. And they won't result in a whole lot of fat like this will, okay? Very natural, but very fast-acting. Pineapple especially. Fruits are actually very excellent for post-workout carbs. That's your carb breakdown. Eat your carbs, kids. And guys and girls and adults, whoever, just eat your carbs, guys. You need your carbs. Next time in Nick's Kitchen, when this cold's over. Thanks for watching, guys.